everyone. I'm Christine Bishop, the CEO of the Center County Youth Service Bureau, or YSB, and I am here with Steve Kreiser. He is our committee co-chair for our On the Fly special fundraising event. And I just want to thank everybody for your interest in being a volunteer controller for our event. And I just wanted to start too by talking a little bit about what you're supporting when you volunteer for a fundraising event for YSB. So YSB is a child and family serving organization. We're a nonprofit that's been around since 1968, and we really provide this array of services. So our mission is to make sure that kids and families always have every opportunity to reach their full potential. And we do that through some really three different modes of service. So we have our community-based prevention services, and some examples of that are our youth centers, our Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring. We also have individualized home visiting programs like parent education and family conferencing. And then for those most in need, we actually have some safe shelter services. So that would include our runaway teen shelter and an independent living program for folks just, aging into becoming an independent adult. So when you support YSB, you really support, we have 6 facilities throughout Center County. We have an array of 14 different programs, and really it all comes down to making sure kids have what they need, they feel heard, they know that they matter, and they have that support to really take that next step for them. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Steve, and he's going to tell you more about controlling.
Well, thank you. With this event growing every year and adding new volunteers every year, we thought it was a good idea to create a video for people who are controlling for the first time or who are considering being a controller. So let me start by explaining the role of a controller in this event because it's pretty important. Firstly, you will be assigned to one section of the creek for the day. We call those sections beats. They're numbered, and every beat has one controller that works there. And the role of the controller at that beat is to score the fish that are caught. That's the primary responsibility. Also, we will have a list of rules you'll be able to see later. Part of your role also is compliance to the rules, making sure the anglers are following those rules. And you may also be asked to net the fish for the angler. That's optional and gets decided between the controller and the angler at the time of the event. The schedule for the day is rather full for controllers. You will be assigned to your beat. You'll be arriving at 7:30 in the morning to that beat, and you'll be there mostly for the day. We take a break for lunch at 11:30 and we return to fishing at 1 o'clock. We have breakfast early, starting between 6 and 6:30. Lunch is 11:30 to 1, and then after you're done fishing for the day at 5 o'clock, appetizers and banquet is served after that. I want to put a plug in for controlling because that's how I got my start at this event. It's a lot of fun to be a controller. It's a fun day. So the benefits of being a controller: you get great meals, and you get to attend the banquet in the evening. You have an opportunity to participate in raffles, auctions, and all the contests that the anglers do. And you also get to watch 8 different anglers fish throughout the day. If you're interested in fly fishing, or you're just getting started, or even if you're a very experienced angler, you can learn a lot by watching how different people fish, and it's fun. It's fun to do that. You also have the opportunity as a controller to actually fish Spruce Creek after the event. There's some limitations on this, but we can explain that to you later. And also, most importantly, as a controller, you get to participate in a really fun event at a great place for a great cause. I wanted to also talk a little bit about the proper way to land a fish with a net, because it's important to do it correctly for the safety of the fish. you also don't want to knock the fish off the line for the angler and lose a scoring opportunity. So I just want to step through the proper way to net a fish. First of all, the angler should agree to have you help landing their fish. Some actually choose to land the fish themselves, so you should do that before you start. You also want to have a long-handled net with a rubberized basket. We have some of these to help, to lend out to people. The most important thing is when a fish is on and the angler is fighting it, you never want to lunge for an energetic fish. The angler should communicate when the fish is ready for you to net the fish. Typically, you want to let the angler wear the fish down, and then they will lead it head first towards you and the net, and so you'll be in communication with the angler. Also, you want to keep the net out of the water until you are ready to net the fish, and as the fish comes towards you head first, you want to, as soon as it gets close enough, you want to scoop under the fish and come up from underneath of it and get it in the net. Typically what we want to do too is keep the netted fish in the water. You remove the hook from the fish's mouth. The angler can go back to fishing then, and you can score the fish. So the ideal here is keep the fish in the water as much as possible, and then you'll transfer the fish quickly to the scoring tray, record that score on the scorecard, and then you can return the fish back into the net back into the water. Just want to be gentle with the fish. You can hurt a fish, and to the extent that you can keep your hands off the fish is good as well. So that's how to properly land fish.
Fish on,
Hey.
fish on. All right, our angler has a fish on. Looks like a nice fish. We're going to let him wear it down a little bit. I'm going to get some water in my tray and get ready to net. This keeps it a little wet in here and better for the fish. Now Mike has a nice fish on here, so we're going to wait until he feels he's ready, worn out, and ready to bring him in. Whoa! That's a nice one. Out of the pool. He's pretty feisty.
Netter, I'm almost ready for you.
All right.
Come on down. Look around. Yep.
Keep the net above the water until it's close.
Come on, Netter.
Mike's going to let it lead it in head first, and I'm going to scoop under.
Well done, Netter. Woo! Which fly? Butterfly. Oh yeah, that guy's on fire. Yeah.
Take the hook out in the water so your angler can get back to fishing, and then I'm going to score this fish. That is that's a 15-inch fish right there. That's 15-inch brown, Mike. Thank you, Netter. Good job. And then just release it easily back into the water. Ready for the next edge.
I'd like to now introduce Kathy Corson, who is the development coordinator here at YSB. She has a few comments for you.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I just want to thank you for your interest in supporting YSB and On the Fly. And I think it would be a great time to talk about some common questions that someone might have. So, Steve, what would I do if I was volunteering as a controller and I needed to use the bathroom while an angler is fishing?
Great question. Well, first of all, it's good to know that we have restrooms at every section of water where you will be fishing. But what most people do is they'll ask their neighboring controller to cover for you while you are gone. Sometimes if the angler loses their fly and they stop fishing, they're not scoring, you're not scoring anymore, so you'll get a break then as well. But if you have a lot of people who aren't losing their flies and you're working continuously, you'll have to ask your neighboring controller to come over and help while you run to the bathroom and come back.
And are strike indicators permitted in a tournament?
Floating strike indicators are not allowed. So anything that suspends your fly in the water is not allowed. However, we do allow colored leader or tippet, commonly referred to as sighters. So there's no advantage, there's no floating advantage to those, it's just a color advantage.
And are flies limited to one hook?
Yes, an angler can only fish one fly with a single barbless hook.
Can you talk about parking and is it available at all the beats?
Yeah, parking is available at every section that you could be controlling, but you may have to walk some distance to get to your beat. So I can't stress enough, make sure you know where you're going early, get there early, and walk there. Some people know where that's at, they know how long it takes to get there, but you know, it might take a little longer than you suspect, and so.
And where can I fish after the event?
You can definitely fish at the covered bridge section. The Johnson Tract is off limits for fishing after the event, and we may need to confirm other spots as well, but we'll do that prior to the event this year.
And what happens in the event of inclement weather?
Well, if dangerous weather conditions are imminent, YSB will pause fishing for safety. During this time, controllers and anglers should take cover in a vehicle or a building. If this happens, no fish will be scored during the pause. We want controllers to come off for safety, so if the controllers leave, there is no scoring. And then fishing will resume per the normal schedule when the pause is ended. We don't have any control over this, and we can't reschedule any time that we lost. So we'll just pick up the schedule when the bad weather passes.
What do I do if my angler switches beats with his teammate during their session?
Yeah, per the rules, if you read them, we allow anglers who are fishing together side by side to switch beats during their session. And so if they do choose to do this, the controllers stay with the beats. And then the controllers on those beats will switch cards so that the cards stay with the anglers, the controllers stay on the beats.
Great, well thank you so much, Steve. You're such a great source of support to YSB and On the Fly, and we're grateful to have you on our team.
Well, thank you.
And if you'd like to learn more about On the Fly or YSB, you can reach out to us via our website, ccysb.com.